Okay, so these are just some summaries I gave for you to review when you go home. So the class slides will be online. So these two slides indicate, okay, what each part of the sensitivity report is. We already talked about all of them. And some key summaries here I'll talk about. So in some general statement, the absolute value of a shadow price is the amount by which the object function value will be improved if a corresponding constraint is loosened. The example we went through is for maximization problem, and the shadow price are all positive. Okay, and because we are talking about 1 unit of increase in the constraint, that should help improve your object function value, right? Okay, so if it's a minimization problem, say if we have a minimization problem, minimize the total cost, the shadow price may be negative. Think about that. Because when you increase the resources available, you may decrease the total cost. Okay, so that's what it's saying here. If the constraint is loosened, which means you make the feasible, you improve the feasible region. You improve the feasible region, enlarge it. Okay, and the absolute value represents whether the amount that object function will be improved. So if it's a maximization problem, that means object function value will be increased. If it's a minimization problem, that means object function will be decreased. Okay. And the resources in excess supply, which is a non-binding constraint, will have a shadow price of 0. The reduced cost of product is the difference between its marginal profit. Okay, so that's like the extra. Maybe some special notes about marginal. How many of you know about this definition? What the marginal profit is? It's kind of like the net profit you are making. For example, in that hot tub problem, the $320 is already taken into account the labor cost, the tubing cost, and the pump cost. Okay, so that's the marginal profit. And here, the marginal value of the resources, these are measured by the shadow price. So these are like the extra, or like the net profit, the extra profit you're going to make. Because when we talk about the shadow price, we're talking about the extra impact on your objective function value. So the profit part should be also the extra that you are adding to your total profit. Okay. Products whose marginal profits are less than the marginal value of the materials required for their production will not be produced in an optimal solution. That's what happened to the third type of hot tub. And we also talk about the 100% rule. One applies to the allowable increase, decrease to the coefficients, objective function coefficients. Another applied to the right-hand side change to the constraints. So it's pretty easy to remember. Okay, for simultaneous changes on both tables, you have to determine that whether the simultaneous change, the percentage you add them together, is less than 100%. If yes, you know, for the object function would be, you know that the solutions will remain to be the same. Okay, and for the constraint table, you know that what will be the same? The second table. The shadow price will be the same. Okay, good. Okay, I usually do this in the face-to-face classroom that I ask you guys because there's a lot of information. Okay, I usually do this, ask you guys to form teams, maybe 2 or 3 people, and what you do is you use this note here, just this part. Don't look at all of those notes you made on it. Just look at this part and ask each other questions. Say, okay, Sarah will ask Beckham, say, okay, what does this mean? What are they? And Beckham will say, okay, so these are the allowable increase, decrease of the coefficients for the final value, which are the solution, which are the decision variables, to remain to be the same. Okay, and then Becca would ask Sarah, say, okay, what does it mean? What does it indicate if there is a 0 here? Sarah would say, okay, that's an indication of alternative solution. And then Sarah will ask again, okay, what's the allowable increase decrease here? To Beckham. Beckham will answer, and you will ask, okay, what's the relationship between the reduced cost and the shadow price? How do you calculate that? What does that indicate? So kind of like you challenge each other in a way that, so you ask each question. If it's not clear, like if his answer is not correct, you correct him, or you work together to find out, okay, let's check the notes to see what that is. Okay, we'll leave this for you to do in that online forum. So so before that, I set it to be Sunday afternoon 2:30. Okay, so before that, I would like you guys to really look at the material covered today. It's a lot of information and not many examples. So review that part and go to that online forum. I think, yeah, it's already set up. So if you go to your Moodle, here, sensitivity analysis class discussion chat room, click on it. You can enter. You can even enter now, but in order for the majority, like the entire class to start, you can go like Sunday 2:30 to 3:30. So just click to enter and then ask a question here. So what does that allowable increase decrease in the objective what's that in the second table? In the first, it's really hard without the graph. Okay, so so like in this adjustable, it's called the adjustable cells table. So which is the second table in the sensitivity report. Okay, and then what does it mean in the third table? Okay, like what does the shadow price mean? How do you calculate the reduced cost?
Should the questions be subjective? You mean from a certain person, not from the whole of the class?
Pardon me?
I mean that the question that you're asking, should they be subjective from a certain person, or should we just ask what is the shadow price?
You can. I think you guys can go from very general to specific. Yeah. So like maybe the first question you can ask what's the shadow price?
No, I mean should I ask a certain person? Like should I ask?
Oh, a certain person. Okay. Just the general. Just general, and whoever replies, or if more people reply, at least you should ask 2-3 questions and reply to 2-3 questions. Okay, and or.
For example, Shimon will ask one question and 3 persons will answer.
Right.
Who is the next person to ask the question? Like
whoever types. Then you can say, okay, in replying to Shima's question, this is my answer, or in replying to. We'll try this once and see how it works. Yeah, because the online students will participate too. Yeah, and if you find ways to better organize this next time, we'll change the format. Okay. Yeah, but this is like what I usually ask students to talk about this and come here to present. So okay, here we'll talk about this part, and what does this mean? But I'll give you some time to go back, review the material, get familiar with them. Try not look at your notes when you enter into this chat room. Okay, so you memorize the things. Okay, and for the homework, I forgot to talk about. Homework assignment, you need to formulate the model first and then generate sensitivity report. So I'll put my answer. I'll give you some hints, so that you formulate the right model. So check against my solution. So maybe I'll tell you. So okay, in my solution, x1 value is this, x2 value is this. So if yours is the same, that means your model is correct, and that means your sensitivity report will be correct. So you use the right value to answer the questions.
Do we need to write analysis for sensitivity report, or we just create
You just create it. So once you create that model, let me see. Once you create that model, so here you will have 3 tabs. Okay, for each problem, I put it on the homework assignment already. So for each problem you will have 3 tabs. Tab 1, the model, the original model. Tab 2, I'll move it here. Sensitivity report. Then add another tab. How do I add a tab here? Oh, I have to go all the way to the end. Then move this way, move this all the way to here. And rename this as, say, problem 1 answers. And then you just type your answers here. So answer A, the allowable like the object function coefficient can change between this range in order for the solution to be unchanged. Then answer B, the unit, the resource, like it's not profitable to produce this because of this. So you will turn in an Excel file for the homework this time. Okay, it's no longer a PDF file, but it's a Excel file containing the model, the sensitivity report, and your answers. Okay, and if you would like me to put more examples, I can put some optional exercise on the Moodle too. Okay, those will be more straightforward. We'll just give you the sensitivity report and ask you some questions, and I'll provide the answers to those. So you can work on it before you work on the homework. Okay.